There we go. Had my mic double muted. How's it going, Geonamic? How you doing? Staying warm, I hope? I wonder what the weather's like way over there. It finally got around to dropping temperature around here. I got to, I've been having a surprising amount of difficulty keeping my room cool at night. And last night, oh boy, I threw open the window and it chilled, like, within minutes. That was all I needed to do. So, this background is from Kirby's Return to Dreamland on Wii. And, that game's got an interesting approach to how it handles backgrounds. It doesn't take much. You know, the art assets are fine and all, but, I think the simple touches are what make it complete. You know, that hexagonal pattern in the background, the slowly descending, like, blurry cascade going over the whole thing. And I think the colors are shifting, too. Kind of adding to the whole Aurora Borealis feel to it. It's about 60 degrees in California, huh? Well, I guess I'm not too surprised, because it was about that hot at the beginning of this week, over here in Tennessee. Like the cupcake thing. Yeah, that's something that you'll see in a lot of Kirby games, is background imagery that looks like food. Pretty apropos, given who we're talking about. Also, the game started, like, way over on the right side of the screen for some reason. Oh man, did you guys hear about how, the Nintendo Switch Online, like, version of this game will delete your save progress if it crashes? Pretty nasty business. I talked about this on Discord recently, I think. If not on Discord, then at the very least with Hollow. Got to talking about how, yeah, it's so weird. Apparently the Switch Online version, like the N64 app, I don't know if this applies to NES and SNES and other things, but at least on the N64 app, your save data does not actually get updated until you close the app. It could be, like, when you close the game that you're playing, or it could mean, like, when you close the entire app. But yeah, your save data does not update until that happens. So, in the event of a crash, you are booted all the way back to your save progress as it was when you first launched the app that day, or however many days ago it was. And people have been, oh man, losing a lot of progress, in Paper Mario in particular, over that bug. Like, that, actually, you know what, that's not even a bug, that's just like a flawed way that they implement, flushing save data. I think that's what it's called, flushing. So the exact issue with Paper Mario in particular has to do with Watt. I watched an extensive video about this. Apparently these electric particles that Watt gives off cause some kind of a problem in the, like, specifically the English version, the US version of Paper Mario on the Nintendo Switch Online N64 app. So if you get a game over while Watt is your active party member, when it goes back to the title screen, it hard crashes. Something to do with those particles. They narrowed it down to a fine point by testing out every partner and, like, patching out code that, you know, gives off these little electricity particles. And yeah, sure enough, that was the problem. And it doesn't happen in the Japanese version of the game. It's so weird. It looked like they'd crashed the game. When it comes to bugs, like, they follow no particular logic. They are truly bizarre. Alright, so I'm gonna open up with a little duel with Kinsey Koopa here, over to the east. And I think I've got a pretty good idea of how to go about it. I'm gonna be relying a lot on my, ability to put him to sleep. He's going to be dealing a lot of damage. Yeah, let's think about what would help in this situation. So I'm going to be using Multi-Smash for consistent turn-to-turn damage. And Sleep Stomp to put him to sleep. and flip him. What else will I need? Maybe Medicine Man? Because I'm going to be needing to heal a lot, considering how much damage he's going to be able to do. I have enough left over for, like, an FP+, or an HP+, depending on what I need. Yeah, I think I'll slap on that one plus. And then last thing... what should I put on as my last little badge? Also, hi, Hollow, how you doing? Glad to see you could make it. Yeah, this is probably the one day that I'm gonna stream this week. I kind of had a hiccup in my sleep schedule recently that led to me just not feeling like streaming at all. But I think I'm doing okay now. Yeah, it was weird. One day I just woke up and was, Now, one day I went to bed and just had a whole lot of trouble with it. I went to sleep from, oh, what was it? Like 9:30 one night until like 2:30 in the morning. When before that I had been going to bed much, much later and waking up much, much later. I don't know, that particular day I was just feeling lethargic, didn't really feel all that capable. And waking up so early after having been so tired, like, I was definitely tired. I slept really hard for that brief 5 hours, but then I woke up and was just completely restless. So I had, like, a little bowl of Chef Boyardee and, like, played a bit of XCOM and went back to bed. And that was what I did that one morning. And then I just slept until, like, 2 or 3 in the afternoon like I had been doing, so it was as if nothing had changed at all. So that's something I'm still working on. Is trying to, like, normalize my sleep schedule. I just don't like having it be, you know, constantly pushed back more and more every step of the way. You know, I feel like that's gonna lead to a bad time. There he is. Do I have enough items for this? Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, this should be plenty. Although, if I want to be, like, really careful about it, I should, you know, bring as much as I can carry. Now, I don't think that Kinsey Koopa gives you anything directly for beating him besides experience points. But I do know that there's an item hidden on this path that I have not been able to get to before now. So I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that the ROM hack team, like, deliberately put something really good in there. And this is, like, the one time in the game where I might get some mileage out of a Sleepy Sheep. Yeah, just whatever, I'll take the dried fruit with me. Actually, you know what? Those healing items are so good, I might not need Medicine Man after all, because, like, my max stats just aren't high enough to justify it. So I'll slap on another Happy Flower. FP regen is very nice to have. Oh, hey, look who it is. You just kind of showed up there, didn't you? So I've gotten this question wrong many, many times. Let's see if I can get it right this time. How is she related? Okay, I think I guessed daughter and granddaughter, so let's try niece. No, I guess I guessed that before. I'm experiencing the USB problem in quiz show form, where I'm given, you know, just a multiple choice answer, but because the time between answering is so long, I keep forgetting what I've already answered. So, you know, wrong, 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 wrong. I guess 5 times and then finally I get it right, even though there's only 3 options. Alright, let's see what you got. Yeah, we've been over this before. Kinsey Koopa, he wants us to pay... I don't even have 100 coins on me, so let's show him what for. Used to live in Koopa Village. I think someone in Koopa Village has, like, a clue to indicate his weakness to sleep, so I'm gonna lead off with a bit of this. Wow, okay, that is way less effective than I expected. I think Goombario's the only one I have that's even capable of giving him the old flipper of, you do have to hit him twice in order for his shell to get flipped. And he's probably going to attack as soon as he gets back up. Oh, no, he's still down. Alright, I should take advantage of this. Inflict as much damage as... Well, you know what I could do? Is actually take a turn to empower Mario. Because he's going to be attacking practically every turn, so let's go for that. That's a lot more HP than you're used to seeing. Well, there's a good reason for that. Here he comes. Oh god, that's fast. That used to be one of the slowest attacks in the game. Oh no. Uh-oh, didn't work that time. And I am burning through flower points like crazy. Well, at least his attack power isn't that bad. But I'm willing to bet that he's got, like, a trick up his sleeve that makes it, like, way more difficult. But yeah, in the original Paper Mario, like, not even Bowser had this much HP. Bowser had the highest in the entire game, and it was all the way up at, 99. 99 used to be a big deal. Well, shoot, I found myself in a bit of a pickle. Wow, that's a lot of defense. I can't punch through that. I was trying to stall out a little bit, but... Yoicks. I can't get him back to sleep. Damn it. Oh boy, I've quickly found myself in a worst-case situation. Ugh, bad luck, too. Well, I did a lot of damage at first, but now I'm starting to wonder if this is even, like, a viable strategy anymore. Wonder if they buffed Bowser's HP. Oh, they definitely did. I don't even remember what it is, but chances are, the first fight with him is going to be up from, like, 50 to 99, and then round 2 is going to be, like, either 150 or 200. Oh! Wow, okay, I blocked with Watt, so that's good. That, spares me a little bit of trouble. But yeah, I'm having a very hard time punching through his defenses here. My goddamn, is that really the best I can do? I'm already out of FP. I think this is going to end up becoming a battle of attrition. You know, who can last the longest. I'm definitely wishing that I had, brought defense piercing ability for Mario. Oh, hang on, I got a chance here. Alright, we're halfway there, Oh! Alright, he's got a double attack now. He's got a triple attack! What the fuck? Uh-oh. I think this is going to necessitate a change in strategy. I'll get to that question in a second. I'm very concerned right now. Am I expected to equip Zap Tap to prevent him from doing this? Because this is ridiculous! Okay, no. If Bo's knocked out for that long, then no, I need to restart here. Okay, hold on a minute. He's going into pissy boss mode. Ugh! Okay, so when Kinsey Koopa is flipped over, you have the option to target his tail. The thing is that even when he's flipped, he still has a lot of defense, unlike most Koopas. So attacking the tail is the only way to hit him with a full, full attack power. Zero defense is what I meant to say. So this is not really going to help me here. That either, probably. Honestly, even Sleep Stomp is starting to sound like a bit of a bad prospect, because you burn through so much of it. Yeah, I'd rather go for, like, consistent turn-to-turn damage over occasionally knocking him out for a little bit. Because he's just got too much HP. Like, I can't rely on that strategy. And then... yeah, Zap Tap, I'm thinking, might be necessary in order to avoid the, like, multi-attacks. I could be wrong, but we'll find out soon enough, I suppose. Imagine if Pokemon had a fighting system like Paper Mario. Hang on, I'm gonna expand the chat window a bit so I can see more. Less attacks overall, but each has a little mini-game that makes it interesting. Hey, you know what? You might have that question answered with Pokemon Legends Arceus pretty soon. Actually, probably not. I imagine they're not going to change things that much, but at least in terms of like how the trainer interacts with wild Pokemon, as opposed to, you know, the turn-based battling, that might have some potential for a bit of interesting live-action interaction. Who am I kidding? It's probably not going to be all that different. I'm really eager to see what the game is like now that it's like... I don't think it's out. I think reviewers have early access to copies, so... I don't know. If you guys have seen anyone that's gotten an early look into the game, let me know, because I'm curious about it. You block on time or you die, like Huff and Puff. Ugh. Yeah, especially with how long he knocks out my partners. Like, not only that, but when he attacks me and my partner, Mario and his partner, I have to block twice. Once for Mario and once for the partner. Honestly, I don't even care if Mario takes 5 damage from that attack, because having the partner knocked out for multiple turns is a huge deal. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go in with this. Gonna be relying a lot on D-down jump to provide that consistent damage. I kinda do still want Sleep Stomp as like a backup, but how am I gonna do that? It's gonna be hard to make room for it. I still want to have quick change. I'm honestly thinking of knocking off one of the damage dodge badges. You know what? Power Rush might not be all that useful. If Kinsey Koopa's going to be doing a whole bunch of multi-attacks, then it's not going to be all that helpful. Because once I'm down in the danger zone, like that's... Well, actually, now that I think about it... What if I equip a bunch of badges that increase my defense when I'm in danger? Because, like, if he's relying on a bunch of, like, multi-hit attacks... I'll think about it. I might go for a defensive build, if this doesn't work out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what Arlo has to say about the game, because he's been notoriously... what's the word? Like, he hasn't been giving any ground to Pokemon. He hasn't been letting them off easy in any regard. Alright, so I think I'm gonna hold off on using the, pulling out all the stops, using all my sleep tactics. I'm gonna hold on to that until he drops down to his lowest area of HP. Yeah, for now, let's try just using Chill Out to weaken him. Okay, note to self, Zap Tap does not work. I'm gonna keep going and see if I can eke out a win anyway, but... Oh, that doesn't bode well. He's immune to electricity. He's gonna spin. Did I do it? I think I blocked. I think I blocked with my partner. Okay. If I can keep hitting him like this, that's a lot of damage each turn. Alright, yeah, I don't care about getting hit. Oh, wait a minute, you know what? I think the attack power drop is actually what's causing my partner not to take damage. I think I have been flubbing the block every single time. But it's fine. Alright, I'm gonna go for another round of this. And then I'm gonna need to heal. I said that amounts to an even 10 flower points each turn. Oh, I missed that time. Shoot. How does blocking that attack work for you, partner, in Mario? Well, normally that attack comes out very, very slowly, so it's not that big of a deal to, hit the block both times. But yeah, you need to block twice in rapid succession, or else that just doesn't work. I guess I'll just use a refresh real quick. Because I need some flower points. Honestly, I don't know how to do it that quickly. Alright, well, I've still got my sleep items for later, and I have a whole bunch of healing items. So for now, my objective is to just survive. Inflict damage piece by piece until my partner's ready to go. And I can use, Chill Out again in a few turns, also, to, better my chances. Also, I'm not sure about this, but I think that he takes away one of your action commands if he, like, butt stomps you. I'm not sure, because that's been the easiest attack to block so far, but yeah. Here it comes. Ugh! Missed with Mario, got it with my partner. That's good. Is it... It's not yet time to break out the sleep items. But very, very soon, I will feel the urgency to do that. Yeah, probably when he gets down to 50 HP is when he's gonna go nuts. Never mind, he's starting it now. Oh boy. Yeah, how do I want to do this? Is the big question. Boy, if only I had a partner character that was able to inflict sleep. Yeah, do I want to flip him first, or put him to sleep first? I think I'll put him to sleep first. What? Oh, that's not good. I guarantee you that would not have happened in the base game. Huh? Wait. If I block with Mario, he doesn't hit my partner? Oh. Well, that changes a lot. Oy, I am not hitting him how I need to hit him. Honestly, now I'm starting to wonder if I should, like, apply a water block or something. Because he's gonna get very angry very soon. Well, that didn't work out. Yeah, let's think about this a little harder. Man, I didn't think it would be this difficult to land sleep status on him. Yeah, I'm starting to think that I'm not gonna be able to find the opportunity to use multi-smash. So stuff that ups my defense will be much more helpful. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put Hold Fast on as well as Last Stand. That way I can last just a little bit longer. And then... not a lot else that I can do right now. So I might just put on another, like, Danger Mode badge. See how well that works. I could also try equipping HP Drain. You know, less damage from Mario, but my partner character has been doing most of the damage. So that might not be a bad idea, honestly. Hammer Charge, save for that multi-smash, it might work. Right now I'm gonna focus more on defending, and let Mario's partner do most of the damage. I don't think I'm ready to go all in on HP Drain. If it only costed, like, 1 or 2 badge points, I would consider it, but as is, that's just too much. I feel like you'd do more damage if you had Goombario flip and then have Mario do all the damage. You know what? Goombario does get, like, a better bonk attack at Ultra Rank in Master Quest, so if I wanted to pursue that strategy, I would want to come back after I find another, like, super block to level up Goombario. But for now, I'm gonna keep on trying it like this and see how far I can get. I could also, like, set up with a hustle drink or something, but, yeah, for now, let's just ride it out. I think I'm gonna conserve most of my star points, or star power, or whatever, for lowering his attack power. Alright, so now we're gonna get back into the 6 and 6 loop, 6 and 10 loop that I was doing before. In theory, if I was able to put out this much damage every single turn, then I'd be able to beat him in 10 turns. Or less. But first I need to get better at blocking that shell spin attack, which is just completely messing with me. Oh shoot! I targeted the wrong thing! Oh, that's a waste. Oh. Gotta remember to target the tail. You know, a number of RPG making communities have, like, this unspoken rule that if you can just hold down the spacebar to win in an RPG, then it's not very good. And you should work on your battle design a little bit harder. This is one such example where you have to think outside the box a little bit harder. if you want to inflict the damage that you need to do. The space key? Well, assuming that we're talking about PC games. You know, stuff like RPG Maker or OHR RPGC, you press space or enter or whatever to, in the same vein that you would use the A button in another game. Most RPGs have more than one button to press. Right. So, an amateur that has it to where you can just keep, holding the button and it automatically defaults to attack over and over again. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to use the full-on fan smack. I'm distracting myself. Oops. Well, he didn't take away one of my attacks, so that's good. Apparently I was misremembering that detail. So yeah, just imagine an amateur effort RPG where you can just hold the spacebar constantly and you'll just win. I pressed way too early on that. Oh boy. Yeah, I just feel dumb after that. It's similar to face rolling because it doesn't really matter what you press because you'll still win. You'll have to clarify what you mean by that. Are you talking about like fat rolling in Dark Souls where you can just roll forward and you'll dodge everything? Which I don't know if that's actually how it works, but hearing like people talk about it negatively gives me the impression that that's what that means. I could be wrong. Okay, yeah, blocking that attack is crucial to winning this battle. I understand now. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that he adds on an extra attack with every 50 HP he drops. Sorry, what? I didn't know that could happen! I've been using that fan smack ability like non-stop, and all of a sudden it gives me... all of a sudden it gives me a dizziness effect. Well, let's take advantage of this, shall we? Ah, it didn't work that time. I swear, you're supposed to have like a better success rate with items. Face rolling is the act of rolling your face across the keyboard. Oh. There he comes. Yeah, honestly, all I really need to do here is lower his attack power, and I'm pretty much golden for the rest of the fight. I am gonna need more flower points very soon, though. Oh! I don't think so. Well, as long as I block with one of them, then we're good. I'm gonna go one more round between Mario and Bo, and then I'm going to stop and heal. And at that point, I should be pretty close to beating him. Howdy, old school Matt. How you doing? If I remember correctly, you joined last week or the week before that. Welcome back. Playing some more Paper Mario Master Quest Jr. And Kent C. Koopa is quite a contender. As you can see, that shell spin is way faster than it used to be. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I got this. Like, look at all these healing items I got. All I need is one more round after this, and, well, okay, maybe two. He's now at manageable HP levels. Oh! Alright, it's fine. Alright, his weakness is worn off. Can I put him to sleep just once? Yes! Alright, this is basically one now. I still can't believe that I made him dizzy with Fan Smack ability. I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen in the base game. But that is a really nice bonus. There we go! Very nice. And I got a level up out of it. Very nice, very nice. What do you have to say for yourself?
Wow, you must be really strong. I mean, beating a guy my size? I guess I have to give up. See you later!
Well, at least he's not a sore loser. Thank you, thank you. I hope that... What in the world? Huh? What the hell did I just pick up? Inflict heavy damage to all enemies? I thought you were supposed to sell gold bars. Hey, let's go talk to Colorado. Let's see if we get any special thank yous for getting him back to his family sooner. Oh, no, he's just gone. That was your first Pog of the year. Well, I'm glad to be the first recipient of that Pog. Pog Komodo. Pog Bones. Actually, where did that come from? Pog Bones. I've never seen that one before. Looks like some kind of coelacanth. Or a shark, giving me a very spooky pair of eyeballs. Well, oh, hi there! Regular Koopas are back. Let's have a pleasant path down to Koopa Village and see if anything has changed. I never went down here before. Wow, okay, well, may as well grab this incredibly obvious star piece. But yeah, let's keep an eye out for any other things that might have gone missing. Thought he was gonna say thanks to Mario. I guess he just went back home. While we weren't looking, somehow. Actually, isn't there something I was supposed to do here in Koopa Village? Like, is there a letter I need to deliver? Yes, there is. Right. I'll do more safe stating. Normally not something I would encourage when you're trying to play a ROM hack like this seriously, but yeah, that partner switching bug. It's a nasty one, and we always want to be careful about it. You know what, I may as well go ahead and get caught up with the... Am I going to get it right this time? Oh my god! I swear I've guessed granddaughter before! Yeah, it's playing out exactly like I said it would. I've gotten that question wrong probably 5 times in a row. Oh, hello there. My husband came home. Yay! He sits around the house and reads a book about all the treasures out there waiting. It's so nice to have him home, I can't even tell you. Phew, my husband, what a difficult man. I still love him. Hey, you want to see this gold bar that I picked up? Well, I'm back in the village. It's rather nice, eh, old boy? Adventure is all well and good, but one's home is really tops. So stay here for a change. I've had just about enough of sitting around and worrying and waiting for your return. Mm-hmm. Ah, yes, of course. Well, ahem. To tell the truth, old bean, I'm itching to search for the Lost Palace in the north. Tut-tut, mum's the word as far as the wife's concerned. And by that, of course, he's talking about the place that we are about to go. The Crystal Palace, way off in the north, in the unknown lands. Yeah, while I'm here, Koopacoot, you got anything for me? It wants me to get a package from a Boo. Goompa, Bootler, and I were traveling. We met the Boo and became fast friends. Oh, so you were part of, like, a traveling companion group with, a Goomba, a Koopa, and 2 Boos. He didn't say thanks. Yeah, you're right. That ain't great. I went through all that trouble, and all I got was 30 lousy star points and a gold bar. I am dying to know what the hell this thing does. Yeah, when I get the opportunity, I'm gonna make a save state and test it out, because that's really, really mysterious. And speaking of which, I'm looking for someone named Mr. E. Oh, sorry, I missed that little miracle. Sorry. Are you the one? They said it was a guy in a blue turban. Well, apparently it's not him. Who else is hiding out in here? It's not you. Maybe it was a guy in a different color turban? Is it you? Actually, hold on a minute. Are you giving me the answer to that quiz question? Brother and sister, brother and sister... no. How about you? Alright, yeah, that's him, that's him. Yeah, I want to get these letters circulated, because I know that there's one that goes to, Starborn Valley. Miss T, one of 3 amazingly beautiful sisters. You mean the ones that look exactly like all the other female toads in town? Gotcha. I'll deliver it post-haste. Oh, while I'm here... Do I have enough money for another charm? I feel like that could really come in handy. Yep, just barely. They all look the same to me because they're not my type. They're not my type. Well, hey, how many of the toads in this town are women? We'll never find out. How many toads in modern Mario games are women? Depending on who you ask, just 1. Oh man, now that I think about it, like, there's not a lot of gender dimorphism when it comes to these, Nintendo adventures. Like, especially distinguishing the more common species, like Goombas and Koopas. They made an effort once upon a time. You know, we talked to Colorado's wife, she was very distinctly, like, pink. Goombario has a mother and a sister. Nope, not that one. Are you kidding me? I gotta wander around and kill time? Just 1, but she arguably has the most important crown in Mario history. Whatever happened to that? That was such a weird, like... That was such a weird thing for Nintendo to create and then suddenly abandon. The Super Crown. Like, one look at the fan reaction, the goddamn explosion of fan art, should be enough to tell you that there's a lot of, like, hidden potential there for them to explore, like, the lore. Like, not even counting the, you know, the potential with Bowsette that people went crazy with. Just the general implications of having a crown that turns you into something that looks like Princess Peach. Like, what does that say about the real Princess Peach? Was she originally a mushroom person? It seems pretty likely, because she's, like... They kind of skirt around her humanity whenever they, like, call attention to it in the games, or the manga, or the TV shows, or whatever. Nintendo seems to be a fan of doing a thing, then never doing it again. Remember Chibi Robo? She's human. People keep talking about something called a coconut. I don't think you're gonna be very pleased with this, but sure, I'll go find a coconut. I'd shower you with coconut cream pie. They put Chibi Robo in Smash Flash 2? Really? Well, I'm sure a lot of people would agree that he deserves it. He? It? Yeah, whatever. Where might those three allegedly beautiful sisters be? Them. It's a robot. How are you supposed to tell the difference, I wonder? Depends on who the manufacturer is. Some manufacturers make it very obvious whether it's supposed to be a male or female robot. I wonder if there's any new badges in stock. Not like I can afford them, but... Nope. FP+, that's all you get! I don't suppose that they're like... Oh, no, this is them. Well, that one just said her name is Felicity, so it must be this one. There we go. Wouldn't it be something if they actually turned this into a puzzle, like you had to ask them about themselves to figure out which one is which? Going back to the desert? Really? Going to Little Mouser's. Okay. Like I said, I really want to get this done. So, pardon me while I faff around in these towns for a little while. So what have we got on the horizon, in terms of, like, Discord screen sharing? I haven't actually put forth an effort to look for that Mega Man cartoon, even though I am quite interested in looking at it again. It looks like Holo's got a lot of Nickelodeon cartoons queued up and almost ready to go. And Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, I think you said, was also of interest. So, funny coincidence that I, you know, happen to have Jimmy Neutron... Sorry, Fairly Odd Parents joke in the stream title for today. Can't beat lemons and limes. Alright, going back to the forest. Yeah, we're in the middle of one of those Bigoron sword quests. I don't even know if it's going to be worth it to go through all this, because let me tell you, in the original game, it was not worth it to finish this quest, in my opinion. You were rewarded with a badge that increased your chances of dodging attacks automatically, and therefore taking no damage. Which, you know, sounds good and all, but the chance is so slim, it's like 1 in 5, maybe? And it costs like 8 badge points to equip, it's ridiculous. This is from a guy I used to know who deals in useful items from all around the world. It's a toad kid named Dane T. Hey, that also makes a word. Dainty. You're thinking of Dave the Barbarian? Really? I've never seen that one, I've just seen that famous scene where he makes a megaphone. Maybe a Cartoon Network channel to balance the 3 big channels. Have you considered Ed, Ed, and Eddie? I was actually going to pitch that to you the other day, because I have, like, a collection sitting somewhere on my hard drive. Do I still have that? I'm thinking I've got it on one of my external hard drives. Let me check real quick. I have Dexter's Lab on here. Powerpuff Girls. Yep, there it is. Ed, Edd n Eddy. 6 seasons, special episodes, and I think also the movie? Hold on a minute, what's this? I don't remember these files. What happens when I put them into foobar? What do you even call that style of music? Because let me tell you, Ed, Edd n Eddy definitely had a style about them that was impossible to ignore. Yep, here we go. I have a letter from you. I have a letter for you. It is from a ghost. Wow, it's an invitation to the Haunted Mansion. I didn't think it would really come. All the kids have been talking about this invitation, wondering if it was real. But now that it's come, I guess I have to go. Are you brave enough to endure the spook zone? Ask that Yoshi kid to come. Boy, these kids are more connected than I realized. They're gonna invite one of the Yoshi kids to go explore a haunted mansion. I kinda wish we could see that. I kinda wish we could see some of these things happening in, like, the... Oops. In the epilogue after the credits. Kinda like what they do at the end of Majora's Mask. That would be fun. You want me to stream it whenever I feel like it because I have it? Gotcha. Yeah, I might do that one of these days. I mean, honestly, the temptation has struck me a number of times to just completely out of the blue start showing Ed, Edd n Eddy episodes, because they're like, they're perfect no matter how you watch them. In context, out of context, whatever. They're always good for a laugh. Time Squad! Hey! I would love to see Time Squad again. Good luck finding that, because I don't know where to even begin looking for it, but... yeah, that would be incredible to see again. That show was ahead of its time. How can I get there? Well, how did you even know he existed? Also, I have a pipe. Alright, we're going backwards through time and space. Never heard of Time Squad? Well, let me sum it up in a nutshell for you. Musclebutt Space Adventure Man is on a quest to rid the galaxy of time inconsistencies with his, very campy robot friend and this little orphan boy that they pick up along the way. That might not have been the best way to summarize it, but basically, history has gone awry, sometimes in the most hilarious fashion possible, and it's up to these three misfits to set things right. So, for an example, Ludwig van Beethoven gives up his music career and starts a professional wrestling gig. Or Prime Minister Winston Churchill... Wait, was that his position? Prime Minister? Whatever. Winston Churchill, starts a new dress code among his, British Navy, forcing them to go nude. Hilarity ensues. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to any of these shenanigans. They are just funny. Hey, there we go. Apparently, that's his uncle. Now we have a letter going to the far, far north, where we must go. Thankfully, the doorway is open. I think. But before I go, let me make sure I have what I need. Alright, first of all, because this is gonna drive me crazy if I don't, like, knock this out right now. It's time to test what the hell the gold bar does. Doot. Hey, wait a minute. I can't select it? What? It doesn't even show up as, like, an unusable item. It's just not there. What the hell? Well, actually, it'd be better if I just, like, loaded my state again, but... Is this just a joke? I hope it at least sells for a lot. I'm gonna look this up later and see if there's anything else to it, but... Wow, that's, why would they write a description so misleading? Wait, no, I meant to check how much it sells for. Oh god, now I don't even know where it is. Alright, it does sell for a lot. I mean, it's not that much. Considering how much I, like, tussled with Kid C, like, I don't think it's that worth it, but... whatever. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the hustle drink away, too. And... oh, jeez, I don't have that many coins. I am very tempted to sell that gold bar right away, but I'm gonna hold off. See if maybe there's another use for it. Yeah, for now I'm just gonna take out a few things. I could go ahead and mix these, like, maple syrups and all that stuff. Didn't I Yes, I did cheat at a minigame to get a buttload of coins. But I don't want to do that too often, because that would, like, you know, break the in-game economy. So, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cook some of these together. Also, I'm gonna buy one of these. That was actually what I wanted the money for in the first place, was so I could stock up on fire flowers. You again. I'm gonna get it right this time. For God's sake, this is the third time I've been asked the same question on this one stream. Ugh. Cannot believe that gave me so much trouble. Animal skulls? I don't remember any animal skulls. I'm gonna guess 2. Oh, man. Oh, wow. You're, having trouble finding good sources. I mean, at least there's one seeder. Sorry, hang on. What is this guy saying? Oh, right. He ate a mistake. Alright, so mixing up together the syrups and mushrooms will give me a decent healing item, but I think they also sell for a decent amount. So I'm hoping I can get a good exchange on this, like maybe trade one of those for, I don't know. No, don't cook that. Yeah, maybe trade one of those maple supers for 3 fire flowers. Because where we are going, it is cold. And I would like to have plentiful fire-based attack items. Torrents for cartoons is a lot harder to get than for anime. Huh. I know that was not always the case. I seem to remember there being plentiful torrents for cartoons back in the day. Golly, I hope they're not drying up. I guess a lot of people are, like, switching over to those, bootleg streaming sites. Oh yeah, 35 coins. Give me that. This might seem a little bit overkill, but I don't want to feel like it'll be a waste if I use one. You know, I want to be able to use them fairly frequently for when I get into a tough pinch. If you cook a fire flower with something, will it be spicy? You know, now that you mention it, I think you can actually mix fire flower with cake mix. Yeah, sure, let's try that real quick. But cooking a fire flower by default gives you a spicy soup, which is a decent healing item, but we're a little bit beyond that at this point. Yeah, I'm surprised that I haven't tried this yet. Oops. I have a feeling the ROM hack team might have added something to counter the use of fire flowers, probably. It wouldn't surprise me if they actually included a fire element enemy in the snow zone. But even by default, like, the usual enemies that you run into up north... Pfft, oh my god. Restores 20 FP, but uses 1 HP. Okay, so that is officially too spicy to eat. That's one of those things where they throw in a negative effect just for the hell of it. I just barely made my money back from that. Well, at least I can say that I have cooked it. Yes. Too spicy for us. Although, for some reason, that's not an issue with the soup. I don't know, maybe somehow baking it enhances the spiciness, whereas souping it reduces it. I don't know. Alright, onward to Snowtown! You know what, I could have just taken that house that leads to Rip Cheeto's area and, like, shaved off a couple of seconds, but yeah, whatever. Can't get me. Oi, got me. I actually tried to block and it didn't work. At least I can't first strike you with a dizzy attack. That would be mean. Thank you, video game bullet time. Too many particles on screen? Just roll with it. Roll with it and dodge like a champion. Ooh. I like how the glockenspiel comes in only when you're in this room. It doesn't even have any, like, effects, like, visual effects to indicate that it's getting colder. Nah, you just have the music to let you know that it's getting colder. Oh, never mind, here we are. I forgot that this part existed. Hey, look what it is, it's a super block. Well, I said I was gonna go for Goombario next, but... I mean, there's no denying that a fire shell is gonna come in handy very, very soon. So let's go ahead and get that done. And hopefully the last two super blocks are somewhere on the way to the Crystal Palace. I actually do not remember. Anything secret down here? Nope. Alright, off we go. Crush it. You mean we're going to the Star Spirit that's in the Crystal Palace? No, wait, the Crystal Palace that has the Star Spirit? On ice? Fuck, I don't even remember, like, how that joke goes. Like, everyone has a slightly different wording for whenever they quote that line, so... Hey, Hollow, if you're listening, maybe prioritize Crash Nebula on Ice. Whatever episode that was. Like, I've gotta get that correct. Otherwise it's gonna drive me crazy. Anyway, here's Penguin Town. A suspicious stranger. Didn't like his looks. I wonder who that could be. Yeah, there's a subtle thing about this place where everyone's a little bit on edge, and they're a bit distrusting of strangers. Yeah, hello, this is the northernmost burg, Shiver City. You come from Toadtown? Very, very far away. Yeah, welcome to Shiver City. Do you want to go penguin sledding? Hey, check it out, we can buy stone caps now. That might be a worthwhile strategy for the upcoming boss fight, now that I know that I don't have only one. And we can buy life shrooms, which honestly kind of makes me want to go ahead and take one out. But I will hold off temporarily. There's lots of scary monsters! Actually, you know what? There is one particular scary monster that we're gonna have to deal with before we get to Starborn Valley. No, Mario! I wonder who that could be. Oh, look at this little guy. A toad with earmuffs and a little scarf. Oh, that's adorable. Ooh, and I get a free potato. Thank you very much. Junior Trooper. Eh, you got it. Yep, we'll be seeing him before too long. So that was why I didn't go ahead and take out a, whatchamacallit. I didn't take out the life shroom. Because I wanted to get the potato. You never know when you'll need a potato. I kinda hope that there's no more useful items in the city, because, my inventory is full. Pengy penguin, penguin pop, feel the rhythm, stop and bop, do the pengy penguin hop. All the snowmen in a line, a bucket hat fits super fine. Eyes and noses looking cool, bring a scarf, you pengy fool. Pengy. That almost sounds like... that almost reminds me a little bit of how Peck was profanity in A Hat in Time. There it is. You pengy fool! Shaved ice, strawberry flavor, watermelon, tangy tangerine. Oh, you almost make me want to have some right now. I actually did buy ice cream today. I went to a store, like the store that I worked at previously, for the first time in a long time. Specifically because, of all things, they have meatballs that are not sold in any other stores of this chain around here. It's really weird. I just could not find those goddamn meatballs anywhere else, so alright, fine. I'll go all the way back to that town for those specific meatballs. Ah, it's the Yoshi noise! So I did that, and decided to pick up some ice cream, and sure enough, they had my favorite flavor. It's, Ben & Jerry's... Ben & Jerry's The Tonight Dough, starring Jimmy Fallon. I've never seen this show before, I don't know anything about the guy, but... the ice cream named after him is quite tasty. It's got little balls of, like, cookie dough in it. And for someone that is wearing braces and can't really afford to bite down on anything hard... Meatballs? No, meatballs. Like Swedish meatballs, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, I think I can safely say that, like, brownie batter or cookie dough ice cream is my absolute favorite right now. You Must be freezing. Actually, I'm gonna put a rain check on talking to your husbando for now. You know what's even more bizarre about that whole meatball thing? Is that, like, in that store, we had an entire section for frozen meatballs, where the entire door in the freezer section was just nothing but different kinds of meatballs. You know, we had Italian, we had home-style, we had Angus beef, and, of course, Swedish meatballs, my favorite. And then I go to this other store, and we have, like, one option out of the entire frozen section. Just one very specific kind of meatball. You don't like it? Tough. And I didn't like it. They were too big. I like the kind of smaller meatballs. Are you fucking kidding me? Jimmy Fallon has an NFT ape? I've got this ridiculously long 2-hour video on my, watch later list right now about non-fungible tokens and the economy. It's really long, really in-depth, and I think it's going to be very informational. And it's probably not going to make me feel happy about it. Like, the general gist I get from the way people are talking about it says that, like, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, NFTs, those are all here to stay, whether we like it or not. And then it's going to go into even more detail about, like, all their flaws, all the damage that they do from all the energy they suck up, and despite that, we're already too far gone. People are too invested in them. They're going to keep going. Hackin' worm! God, you're right, that is the exact same hat. Alright, yeah, thanks for the reminder. Let's see if we can get this question right this time. Okay, I got lucky. God, you know what? I can actually... I said that the first time you mentioned it? What? I've forgotten about that. Wow. I made a joke and I myself forgot about it. Oh, I know this one all too well. I just had a terrible, terrible thought. What if they made, like, a Mario RPG gacha game? Bringing in all kinds of obscure characters from across the franchise. You know that an obscure character like Vanity would make it in there just because she's cute. She, like, doesn't say anything aside from writing one letter to Mario later in the game. And I feel like that would be enough to get, like, a gacha company to make her into, like, a character or something.
Don't give him anything!
What have I got in my pocket? What?! Well, this one I kind of have no choice but to guess. You've seen Pokemon Unite, it's not past Nintendo to do it. Oh, I know, all too well. They've taken former NPCs from the Fire Emblem games and turned them into playable characters and heroes. Oh god, didn't they do some really crazy shit with the Mega Man X Dive? I don't remember the full list of characters, but they got pretty silly with what they allowed as a character. Like, okay, this is not really along the same lines because this is an actual, like, antagonist from the game's history, but they included Bit from Mega Man X3 as a playable character. And he's like... what's a good point of comparison here? Okay, you know Team Rocket's, like, bootleg knockoff, Butch and Cassidy? That would be like if they brought Butch into a Pokemon crossover game, but not Cassidy. Because, Bit was always seen with Bite, they were part of a duo. They, like, did a fusion dance and became a really fucking annoying mini-boss. And they just bring Bit in as a playable character, and I don't get it. Apparently he... Oh, there weren't that many, were there? Oh, I guess there were more. Apparently, the makers of Rockman X-Dive were also, like, really, really keen on the Mega Man RPG game that no one liked. Not Mega Man Battle Network, no. This was something based on Mega Man X. Command Mission, I think it was called. Command Mission gave all the Mega Man X characters, all the playable characters, like, these... What the hell do you call them? I think they were called navigators or something? Their entire purpose was to squawk at you over an intercom and look pretty in the main menu. And sure enough, like, they were some of the first additions to that gacha game. Even though they had, like, no bearing on the franchise as a whole. Skate or spin! Or sing a song. Do we say way vont yay? Do these guys say their W's like V's? Wanna join me? I don't know. Also, thinking of gacha games, I was, like, sorely tempted to go back into Fire Emblem Heroes last night. I don't know, it's been like a fantasy of mine to return to the game after it's been discontinued. And just play through it without any threat of microtransactions or, like... Honestly, even completely disconnecting myself from the multiplayer side of things and not having to deal with the crazy things that people throw at you in the arena, I would love that too. But the more I looked into it, the more unrealistic it seemed. Like, the best I'd be able to do is just emulate it on a PC browser, and just boot up my old account or start a new one and, you know, play it on stream or something. But, the more I thought about it, the more it felt like that would ultimately be an unsatisfying thing to do. So, yeah, as of right now, like, I actually looked into, like, cheat methods. There do exist a few ways to cheat the game, but that's mostly in terms of, like, setting up macros and, things to automatically do, you know, actions in the game for you. And I think you can, like, adjust the amount of level up crystals you can get with a cheat, but the rest of it is stored on, like, official servers, all that information about how many gacha points you have, whatever. So, yeah, cheating is just not possible. Not unless you're, like, an insider that has direct access to these servers, which is completely unrealistic, and if anyone tries to sell you on that premise, then chances are you're going to be scammed. Google Play is adding a way to play mobile games on PC. Well, there existed emulators. It wasn't really that big of an issue before. Would you like a cup of tea? You'll catch a cold if you sleep on the floor. Oh no! I can't believe Mayor Penguin is fucking dead. He's been murdered by a strange man with a mustache. It's a penguin murder mystery. What's going on in here, madam? Just calm down now. You need to speak slowly so I can get to the bottom of this. Anyone know where the, like, Irish cop thing originated? Like, it was everywhere in, early cartoons and such. Looney Tunes did it for ages. My husband is dead! Look at him laying there! Oh, my darling husband, someone clipped his flippers! I love this over-dramatic, mystery music. My Puffin, you're right, the mayor's been murdered. This is like a mystery novel, except it's real! How tragic! But madam, if I may ask, who on earth would have reason to put this penguin on ice? Him, right there! That man with the suspicious mustache! I told him not to come in the house, but he barged right in! My husband was alive right up until this man showed up! He must be the murderer! Hey, Joel Mustache, are you listening? This is almost turning into more of a Canadian accent. This good woman's accusing you. What do you say for yourself? Don't try to play ignorant with me, buddy. I'm a professional. We've got a witness here. Isn't that right, madam? Yes, that's right. He did it in cold blood. I saw it with my own eyes. By the way, not really all that related, but let me show you something that I found recently. A friend of mine is, oh shoot, that's actually the wrong one. Okay, never mind. Never mind. It was actually a tweet that I saw. I forgot to actually save the image. It was, an edit of the Scooby-Doo Mysteries title card with Lupin the Third in the spotlight. It's like, boy, can you imagine? But yeah, a friend of mine's been way into Lupin the Third lately. She's been talking about it a lot. And you know what? It's a good series. I should watch it again sometime. So you're sticking to your story, claiming you're not the culprit. Mario didn't do it! He's obviously innocent! Oh wow, do you have like a unique piece of dialogue for every partner, I wonder? I didn't think they started doing that until Thousand Year Door. If you're telling the truth, then we're dealing with a backroom murder case. Oh, I never trained for this. A backroom murder case. A high-ranking penguin slain! How could such a horrible plot twist hit our peaceful city? You, Mr. Mustache! Once more for the record, you swear you didn't do this? Okay, I think I believe you, but this means we have to find the true murderer. Ah, perfect. I'll give you a chance. Since you claim that you're not the guilty party, then you must bring me whoever was the murderer yourself. The murderer! Ugh. Sometimes my throat gets caught in a weird shape and I can't do rolling R's anymore, and I hate it when that happens. If you do that, I'll believe you. It's the only way. Alright, off with you. You haven't proved that you're innocent yet, so I must forbid you to leave the city. You're still our main suspect, so I'd advise you to go find the real criminal, and fast. He has a memo in his hand that says, Herringway. It was Yoshi! I knew it! That's why we found the badge! It's incriminating evidence! You killed him, didn't you? I knew my instincts were right. When I saw a stranger like you out here in such a remote place, I knew that you must be up to no good. Oh, the horror! My poor penguinkins! Please forgive me for letting this murderer into the house! Oh, this music. You might have heard this in a couple of Gary's Mod videos, once or twice. Ha! I'm not going to help you. I don't socialize with murderers. Get away from me. Oh, they're all giving us the cold shoulder. Mayor Penguin was murdered in his back room, and no one has the slightest idea who did it. Oh no, it can't be! If Frog were in one of Herringway's mystery novels! How could such a terrible thing happen in such a small, peaceful city? Who could do such a thing? The mayor's wife said the man with the mustache did it, and he seemed to be such a gentleman too. Still, I guess you shouldn't trust anyone who carries such a huge hammer! Ugh, how terrifying. Just goes to show you that you should never trust your first impression of people. You suspect Herringway? Ah, it couldn't be him. He and the mayor are friends! Penguin killer! You just keep your distance. The NPC dialogue in this chapter is great. World-famous mystery novelist. We haven't actually met him yet. Hold on a minute. Okay, hold on a minute, back up. What do you mean by the French R? I can't even think of all that. Well, I can think of, like, fromage. All I can think of is, like, a slightly shorter rolling of the R compared to Spanish, but I don't know. They're treating him like Makoto and Danganronpa. Oh, but he left a secret message. Shoot, Herringway's name is too long to make a joke out of it. 1130. Oh, what could it mean? And you're still talking about your silly dojo card? That's... Okay, hold on a minute. I'm gonna, like, skip around and hope that,
To do that is a pen, okay?
A pen? So that was the reason behind the goofy thumbnail. This is gonna be either weird or highly informational.
Mouth as far back as you can.
I don't know about this. Is this safe to show on YouTube?
What I'd like you to do is say this.
I mean Twitch. Air?
Can you say that? Air. Now here we go. Air.
Yeah.
Air.
So what's the point of the pencil? Are you supposed to, like, not touch it? I mean, I guess I could do that. Do I have anything, like, small and thin? Not really.
Okay. Now you need to do that at least 1,000 times before getting it right. No, I'm joking. When you think that you got it right and it sounds like a French person,
I think I'm multitasking a little bit too hard here. The emulator does not like it. Alright, well, sounds like a growling noise. I think I would just need to listen to a lot of French media to, really wrap my head around that. You don't look so weird. Oh, well, thank you. At least one penguin kind of trusts us. Look, I'm not selling anything to Mayor Penguin's killer. Get out of here, will ya? Ah, that's a cute little detail. Can't go shopping while you're on trial. Well, at least the toad is still friendly. Herringway should be in there, but I haven't seen him lately. Yeah, the house was empty when I checked. This building's a warehouse. No one could get in because some careless guard managed to lose the key to the door. Can't believe I lost it. I ought to retrace my steps. Hey, listen, if you find a key anywhere, let me know. Well, I mean, there's one here, under the ice. And they are just completely oblivious, which is in character for them, I think. I said... ... I don't talk to penguin killers. Alright, well, you know what to do. Actually, I wonder, can you break this in a different way? Mario's name would almost sound like Maggio. Maggio. Ah! A bit of a delayed reaction there, but it works. I was thinking that there's some kind of funny glitch that you can pull off in Shiver City. But I do not remember how to do any of those fancy tricks. It probably wouldn't have been all that useful anyway. It would have been like, oh, I can make the fish swim on the ground. Well, the key's gone now. You'll never be able to lock this house up again. Oh yeah, sliding! I remember that from, like, Chapter 2. That was a long time ago. Oh, come on. I'm trying to do, like, a dynamic entry. What in the... Why are you in my fireplace? You found my secret room through the chimney. Ingenious. Thanks. Nice place you got here. Made a secret room in his house to hide in. What a cool idea. His name's Herringway, and he writes mystery novels. Yeah, he kind of reminded me a bit of Cranky Kong, too. He has a lot of fans in the city, so I see why he would need a secret room.
Me? I'm Herringway, the novelist. Haven't you heard of me?
Yeah, not really.
What? Mayor Penguin was murdered, and I'm the chief suspect? You must be joking. That's ridiculous. I did no such thing. You're very suspicious, huh? Well, I suppose I would be too. It appears as though I should drop in at the mayor's house. Engage stairs!
Sure.
Alright then, let's go. Let's go to the mayor's house.
Also, that's a very cluttered room for an N64 game. Back in the day, they would have to rely on, you know, pre-rendered graphics to get that much detail in there. No wonder it was lagging like that.
Let me in! Let's get to the bottom of this case right now.
Alright. Oh, you again. Have you come up with anything?
Say, isn't that penguin behind you the mystery novel writer named Herringway? What? Mayor Penguin was clutching a piece of paper that had Herringway written on it? Bah, if that were true, I most certainly would have noticed it. Huh. He definitely does appear to be holding a piece of paper. Yes, of course, it's a message about his death. With his last breath, the mayor told us about his murderer's identity. So, Mr. Herringway, you cold-hearted murderer. It all makes sense now. No wonder your novels are so exciting and suspenseful. You lived out your own plots. Dear man, do you have any idea how ridiculous you sound? You actually think I would do this to the mayor? He's a great friend of mine. Yes, you were good friends. But that was just a cover, so no one would suspect you of this heinous crime. That's it, isn't it? I've solved this crafty mystery. Oh, come on. Really? You simple penguin. I would never be so predictable. Besides, I'm completely innocent. I've been working in my house for my new novel for weeks. I don't have time to sneak over here to kill Mayor Penguin. I'd just like to say that I still think the man with the mustache is the murderer. Lady, please. This penguin murder mystery is getting more intriguing all the time. It's funny because the penguin were, yeah, DJ Groof's peeps, not the conductors. Oh, my aching. Oh. Ah! My husband's returned! He's a ghost! Ah! Oh, good gracious. Hello, everyone. What's going on here? What, Mayor? We thought you were dead. Our background murder mystery is a wash. What a plot twist. What are you talking about? I think I seemed... that goddamn Queeka again. I was going to the shop to get this souvenir for Herringway. Oh, yes, of course. I reached up, slipped, and then whacked my head on the floor. Yes, that's what happened. There you are, Herringway. This is what I was reaching for. Town was great fun. So many interesting sights. Wish you could have been there. Sometime after all this hubbub settles down, I'll give you a full account of the big city. Well, thank you, old friend. That's very thoughtful. But Mayor, here we were thinking that you'd been murdered. The whole city was up in arms. Next time, be more careful. Yes, so sorry. I thought it rather entertaining, actually. Besides, everything's okay now. The mayor's just fine. I must return to my home now. I believe I've just had an idea for the sequel to my new novel. So you thought it was the wife? Close but no cigar. Not even close, unfortunately. What a twist that would have been. I have the best intentions, but for some reason I always end up causing a ruckus. Hello, sorry about all that. I must apologize. Say, you're Mario, aren't you? Well, let me welcome you to Shiver City, Jewel of the North. What's the matter? Oh, you want to hike over to Starborn Valley, do you? I see, of course. I'll tell the gatekeeper to let you out of the city. You'd better bundle up. I hear it's pretty cold out there. I knew you were innocent the whole time! A backroom murder case, please. How completely silly. That overzealous guard must have read too many mystery novels. Ha ha ha. Anyway. No, thank you. You are cringe. I am out of here, never to return. I wish Mario still had that spin move. It's such a great way to just make an exit. Alright, well, now we can leave. That's what that whole side quest was about. Honestly, I don't even mind all that much. It was just silly, harmless fun. Not unlike the, that chapter 6, I think, in Thousand Year Door. Life deserves a pinch on the ear, at least. Do penguins even have ears? Well, food for thought. Actually, you know what? I need to take a moment and rethink my badge situation. Because I know who is waiting around the corner. Let's see, anything else I got? Yeah, I could go for a smash chart or something, but yeah. Oh yeah, I don't need all these friggin' defensive badges anymore, do I? Ah, what the hell. I'll throw in smash charge. Hey, hey, hey! I've been waiting for you, Mario! I've been here forever! I was getting desperate! I thought I was gonna freeze! This place is freezing, and cold, and nasty, and icy! I hate it! I can't take it anymore! I gotta get out of here! I'm gonna beat you up in record time and head back to someplace warm! You ready, Ice Boy? Let's do it! Oh, I've been busy, Mario. I learned cool techniques. Check this out. Ha ha ha! Look at that piece of work. I've got myself a new trick. Shapes! And now you're gonna be my guinea pig. Yeah, I've got to win this time. Shapes. I'm pretty sure he originally said something about training in magic. It's Junior Troopa! I'm stunned, really. This guy just will not quit. He's obviously been training, seems he can use magic now. Let's get this over with. Mario, you like geometry? You won't after this. That felt fantastic! I just keep on getting better. Okay, that actually hurt a lot, so let's get this done. Well, dang. I almost got his goose cooked. What's my best, like, burst damage attack? I think it's just Paracarry. It's not gonna be enough, but it'll be a decent hit. There we go. He's gonna summon help, isn't he? Ow. You got me! Well, color me surprised. Oh my god. Yes, shower me in star points. So, he had like twice as much HP in the original. I don't know why they nerfed him so hard in Master Quest. Like, he does a little more damage, but even in the original, I think he was hitting for like 8 to 10 damage.
Yeah, was not expecting that to be such a pushover fight. I guess maybe the ROM hack team decided to give us a break after all this time. Guys, you gotta admit, it was quite a struggle getting this far. Discounting the duel with Kinsey Koopa, like that back-to-back experience with you know, Anti-Blooper and Huff and Puff last time. Oof. Aw. I can't take the potato with me. Oh well, it'll probably still be there. Iced. It'll stay preserved forever. Yeah, that's like the big thing about potatoes, is that they preserve really well, so... Throw on a coat of ice and you've got yourself a pretty good situation. Alright, now I've got to rethink my strategy for the generic enemies I'm gonna fight. Probably Zap Tap will come in handy. Dizzy Attack, maybe. And I'm definitely gonna want some kind of Quake Hammer. And maybe Multi-Bounce. Nah, I need something with a lot of, like, oomph in one hit. And I'm thinking maybe Hammer Throw? Honestly, at this point, I'm wondering if Multi-Bounce would be a better pick than Quake Hammer. Because we're not going to encounter that much in the way of, like, defensive enemies. At least I don't think so. Well, just in case. I'll throw on... Nah, you know what? Even better. D-down jump. There we go. I know there's... There you are. I knew there was something up here. Hey, it's those guys. The little star kids that I saw a long time ago. There's also a blue spike top, so I guess maybe Quake Hammer would have been a good idea after all. Oops. Their speed varies, that's different. And they can freeze me, huh. You're surprised I took off Defense Plus? I would have kept it on if I had more, you know, badge points to work with, but... At this point, I'm kind of sacrificing, like, a lot of badge points for just a little bit of defense. And if enemies are dealing, like, 6 or 7 points of damage each, hey, what are you doing? Uh-oh. They're buffing each other. No, you stop that. Are they all actually buffed by that much right now? And I bet the buff is not going to go away after I kill them. Oof. That's not so good. I'm gonna stick this out and see how well I can do anyway. Okay, that thing's pulling some funny business as well. It's varying the speed at which it attacks, and I don't appreciate that. Goombaria mentioned Cooper in that dialogue? Wait, really? Oh, I didn't even notice that. But hey, speaking of Cooper, let's see how effective his Fire Shell is here. Okay, I can shred Ice Koopas with that. That's good to know. Those goddamn Spike Tops come out so slow. I hate it. Alright, blue Spike Top. They hit pretty oh, shrinking them is a good idea, huh? Alright, immune to fire, but they... Oh, I should have equipped D-down Pound. And they have a defense buff active. Oh my god, that trips me up so hard. Alright, well this is a learning experience. Definitely a learning experience. Yeah, maybe it goes without saying, but actually, it doesn't go without saying. Absolutely none of the enemies that you saw in this battle appeared in the original Paper Mario for N64. All of these were added by the ROM hack. Normally, I'd be fighting piranha plants and those weird rock-spitting things that we have never seen in any game in the Mario series before or since. In fact, I'm gonna pause when we get to that, because I am genuinely curious if anyone has ever seen anything similar to these creatures before or since. They're a complete anomaly as far as I'm concerned. Alright, got the Spike Top again. There's the Ice Piranha. I should have changed my badges for this. I mean, I got a Fire Flower. It's not nothing. I'm actually not sure how well I will survive this battle. It's gonna depend. You know what? I'm gonna make a save state here just in case, because I don't remember when I saved last. And that's the reason why I equipped Zap Tap, is because I knew it was going to be effective on the piranhas. Wait, do they have defense power? They didn't have that before. Oh, that makes me worried. Yeah, Quake Hammer is looking more and more like the correct choice now. Why am I so bad at that? I just keep eating those shells to the face. Yeah, there was no such thing as an Ice Koopa before. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, even the, like the Icy Hammer Bro variation did not exist prior to New Super Mario Bros. Maybe even New Super Mario Bros. Wii, to be exact. But if they had existed back during the time of this game, they probably would have made it in. They had Fire Bros, and they also had Boomerang Bros. For some reason, those didn't appear in Paper Mario until Thousand Year Door. Which is a shame, because they're perfect fits. They are really effective where they're used. Wait, what in the world do I mean by that? They were barely used at all. It's like they showed up in the Glitz Pit, like the battle arena of Thousand Year Door. But they should have been in this game. Like the Fire Bros especially, because that's where you first encountered them in Super Mario Bros. 3. Alright, yeah, let's rethink this a little bit. Honestly, even Zap Tap is not looking like all that good of an option. I'm gonna throw on Dizzy Dance on the off chance that I run into a couple of Star Kids again. And then... I don't know, Hammer Throw just for the hell of it. Good grief, I need to heal. I don't have a good source of healing. I'll just use one of my star powers in the next battle. I'm pretty close to a level up, at least. Okay, I actually don't know if Dizzy Dance will work on all of them, so just to be safe, I'm gonna use something that I know is effective. Oh, it worked on the Spike Top, too. Nice. Wow, I did not expect that. Thanks, I guess. Still not quite enough damage to get rid of the Koopa. I wonder if explosions work just as well as the fire shell. Nope, okay. I thought for some reason that explosions kinda counted the same way as, you know, whatchamacallit, fire damage. Whoa, hold on a minute. Back up. Apparently the Ice Koopas have the exact same defense when they're flipped. That's kind of insane. I don't appreciate that. Okay. Oh, you know what? Just for the hell of it, let's see if this works. Kind of. Yes, you're right. I did get a new star power for inflicting time stop. And I've not yet tried it yet. And honestly, I'm still not ready to try it, because I'm gonna burn my star power right now on getting some HP back. I don't want to turn back and go to a healing point just yet. Gobaria mentioned that they have a lot of defense when flipped. I was not paying attention. I guess when I'm streaming, I'm just in the mood to figure things out through trial and error rather than reading. Alright, shortcut open. Well, not really a shortcut. This is just an alternate path you can take. Yep, this is the... Oops. This is the path that connects back to Shooting Star Summit. Oof. N64 does not like those blocks. I want to see if I get anything by hitting it. I get 1 coin. Good for me. Actually, now that I think about it, isn't there something, like, farther back that I couldn't get to before? Oh, hello there. Well, now I'm not sure if I can carry it anymore. Yep, can't carry anything else. Oh well. We'll be back soon enough. I'll check out the rest of the Shooting Star Summit area before going on to Bowser's Castle. Darn it! I wish there was some kind of indicator letting you know where to stand before doing that. You just kinda have to guess that it's a little bit further closer to the camera, and not quite dead center. There's absolutely no reason for me to be doing this. I just find it fun. Maybe kicking Cooper's shell? Hey, that's actually a good idea. I'll try that next time. No, I can't carry whatever's in that block. Alright, how do I want to do this? I can knock out the Spike Top with Quake Hammer and, what? I don't trust that blue Spike Top. I'm gonna guess that it is just like the Ice Koopa and has a lot of defense even when it's flipped. Ooh! Yeah, freeze is a status ailment I don't want anything to do with. Oof. That's like 3 points of defense that those Koopas have. And I know the Piranha Plants have at least 1. Don't! Oh! 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 They can bite multiple times! Sorry, I was not expecting that. Also, I kinda, oops, wasted my turn by doing that. Oh, that's not enough power! I thought that was able to do 7 points of damage. Oh, right, he's got 1 point of defense. Oh, so even Mario probably would not have been able to knock it out in one hit. Yeah, Zap Tap would be perfect for the Freezy Piranha Plants and nothing else. Which is, oh my god, that just sucks because Zap Tap is so expensive to equip. Oh, what the heck, I'll drink the syrup. I gotta know what's in here. Thunder Rage! Hey, that could come in handy. You know that thing I keep talking about how the ground changes color? I never noticed before, but it happens here too. Look at the upper platform. It kind of like shifts through like common Aurora colors. You know, you got the kind of cyan color, blue, kind of a light lavender, and then going all the way to white. No wonder I used to think this place looked so darn pretty. I don't need to backtrack. Well, rip Junior Troopa. Something's gonna jump out at me, and I don't know where it is. That's a lot of Koopas. Oi! I'm gonna see if I can knock him out one at a time. Let's see here. I could actually knock out the Frost Piranha first if I wanted to, but I think getting rid of the Spike Top is generally a pretty good idea. Yeah, the Frost Piranha does a lot of damage, but if I actually block, then it might not be so bad. Yeah, there we go. I don't really have a cheap way of getting rid of it quickly. I mean, I could just... I'm about to get a level up anyway, so may as well go out with a bang. Alright. Am I more concerned for my FP or my HP? I think I'm gonna be burning through a lot of FP in this chapter, so I'm gonna focus on that first. Oh, hi, I forgot about you. Aha! This is why I brought the Dizzy attack. It didn't even work all that well. Oops. That's right, I have backup plane. I don't use that attack too often, but when it comes in handy, it really comes in handy. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that comes out fast. Ouch. Kind of weird that they're using the Ice Koopas as, like, the lead unit for all these battles. Whereas before it was all, Frost Piranhas. I don't know, maybe the Piranhas don't adapt very well to this geometry? Hey. Really? That's all that's in that block? There's not even any hidden ones? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make a save state here because this is an infamous place that has been known to cause the game to crash, even on, like, base N64 hardware. I don't know which tree it is, but there's some tree here that if you do something a little bit wrong with it, it will crash the game. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it has something to do with this letter. Like, if you do something related to that tree and that letter, I can't remember what it is, but it will crash the game, even on the original version on the N64. You took care of everything you needed to before heading to bed? Wait. Oh, does that mean you're heading to bed right now? Oh, yeah, these are indeed snowmen. They sure look important. I'm definitely gonna need to eat something else before I go back to bed. Oh! Whoa, you snuck up on me. There they are. Okay. What the hell is this thing? I've never seen anything even remotely similar to this creature in the entire history of Mario, ever. Also, I happen to know ahead of time that they do a lot of damage, so I hope I can hit some of them with timeout. I got a few of them. Oversized caw-caws. You mean those ravens? Maybe. Oh, you're not heading to bed now? Okay. Oof, that is tricky to do. It's so worth it. Alright, give me some info on these creatures, Goombario. It's a Gulpit! Whoa! They look pretty burly, don't they? Gulpits attack by picking rocks up in their mouths and spitting them back out. I wonder if they're supposed to be related to, like, the spikes. But they look nothing like them. They, like, don't have any hair on the top of their bodies. They look kinda, sorta penguinish. They look like they could have been from Yoshi's Island, but I know Yoshi's Island pretty well. There's nothing even remotely similar to this creature. Can't do much damage without ammo, so maybe should concentrate on their rocks first. That's an option. A really, really tedious option that I generally don't like doing, but it's an option. Alright, apparently they have no defense, so that's good. Hey, since I've got a turn to spare, hey Goombario, tell me about the rocks. These are Gulpit's rocks! Gulpit's spin them out of people. There are two sizes of rocks. The big rocks do more damage than the small rocks do. Big surprise, huh? Can you actually... You can actually target specific rocks. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that's technically an option, but... I would much rather just directly disable the Gulpits themselves. There we go, got you this time. Hey, there's a Star Kid. I don't want you doing anything funny, so get out of here. Yeah, Hammerquake doesn't hit the rocks. I'm pretty sure no multi-hit attack works on the rocks, unfortunately. Oh, missed the block on that one. That's not good. That's really not good. They're about to hit me with a lot of damage. And I feel like the only way out of it is, like... Comfy Cloud? Oh, no, wait. No. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. They have 3 HP left. Sorry, 9. That's just enough for Fire Shell to take him out. could have gotten real ugly real fast. Hey, got another letter. Uh-oh. There's something on top of the hill. Let's make sure we're prepared. I actually don't know how to prepare for this. I don't remember what this thing does. Probably a charged power bounce would work pretty well, but I know that it flies, and that's like all that I remember about it. Heck with it, put on Crazy Heart. Alright, here we go. By the way, this is a really important creature. This is a really important enemy for me to be running an N64 emulator with these exact specs for. Because absolutely no other emulator, not even official Nintendo ones, has been able to properly recreate what this thing looks like. So get ready for some fancy visual effects.
Turn back! Come no further! Turn away, or I'll eat you! What do you think? Scary monster, aren't I? You know you want to run.
Oh wait, I selected yes by accident.
Yes, very good. Very smart.
Well, at least we can get kind of a... Oh, never mind. So yeah, the thing with this guy is that it has a particle effect. Well, actually, it's kind of an overlaid texture that is like split into different triangles, and the way they move, the way that the texture scrolls, makes it look like these little star particles are falling inward on the center. In almost every other emulator, these will show up looking like they're coming from all around him. You know, being sucked in from the air, rather than being a part of his body. So, this is how it looked on the original N64. This is the most accurate I've ever seen this being emulated.
You will regret this!
So in the original game, this was just a joke fight. You know, it's, oh, a big scary monster. Ooh, look at how fast the stars are moving. Oh boy, it was originally a joke fight, and now I think it's gonna be, like, something really, really dangerous and scary. It's almost like a puzzle boss. Like, figure out what to do or die. And good luck blocking this attack, by the way. Huh. Oh, I had a life shroom. I don't want to use it, though. Okay, then. So, that's another one of those, deplete literally all of your HP kind of bosses. I mean, I guess I could use a turn refilling my health, but... Alright, I've got a few options here. I could spend a turn refilling my health. I could go out of sight with bow. I think I do kind of want to do that. I may not be able to get the tattle information on this guy, but now I know that he has exactly 30 HP. No, he didn't do that in the original game. Originally, this big, flashy attack only dealt 1 point of damage. Huh. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's another one of those things where if you successfully block the attack, it'll be like Huff and Puff's ultimate attack. I don't know! I don't know, what can I do except keep trying? Yeah, that's kinda complete bullshit that he can just annihilate you even when you're invisible. So, alright, let's try to block at the very end of the attack. I'm willing to bet if I do successfully block it, it'll cut the damage in half. Actually, you know what's weird? That's like a different amount of damage from when I did this before. Like, the first time it only dealt 29 points of damage. I don't want to backtrack and heal just for this fight, but... I'm fairly certain that no matter what I do... Yeah, this is just gonna wipe me out unless I block. I'm convinced of that. Practice makes perfect, I suppose. It's way later than I'm expecting it to be. Also, the reason why I keep loading my state here instead of, like, in the middle of battle is because what if I want to adjust my badge situation? Oh, sorry about the mouse, by the way. Feel free to tell me if I've left my mouse on the screen. I don't want to be that guy that just lets that sort of thing happen casually. So, wow, you kind of have to wait all the way until that last, like, starburst is completely off-screen. Well, I blocked with Goombario. Does that count for anything? Nope. And you know what else? I'm pretty sure that they put a monster in the bottom of the Pit of 100 Trials. That is like a copy of this creature, except worse. So try and wrap your head around that. How am I not getting that? That is terrible. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This is a bad boss. Maybe one of the worst in the entire ROM hack. If there's some kind of trick to this, I don't get it. You know what? Fair enough. You do get the ability to buy life shrooms in the shop before this. So maybe that's what you're expected to do? But I don't want to cough up, 40 coins just for one battle like that. I have to block this at least once. I'm trying really hard to block that, and it's just not working. Maybe I should just go with it. I'm gonna reload if I lost my jump charge, though. Oh, I keep my jump charge. Okay, cool. Still, I don't know, like, what's he gonna do now? I don't know. Wait, what? Huh? Well, that one hit me twice. I can't really think of anything I can do to make this better. Besides, like, going back and getting a full heal. Because that would be a little bit silly to go back and do that just for this. I wonder if he's vulnerable to some kind of status. That'd be worth trying, right? Yeah, like, I can't think of anything else, so may as well give this a try. Yeah, I honestly think that that's all they want me to do is just block those attacks, despite how, like, flagrantly impossible it is. And I mean, if they're gonna do something like that to me, I'm gonna start abusing the hell out of my save states. Yeah, I had a feeling that wouldn't work. Would chill out have any effect? Not much. Like, you saw how that did 32 points of damage? Yeah, that might have brought it down to, like, 29. Because chill out just has a basic -3 on the damage calculation. Unlike Shrink, which instead, you know, cuts attack power in half. Where the hell is this star piece? Oh, there you are. Yeah, so I'm gonna backtrack to where I can get a full heal and try that again. I'm gonna have to deal with the Koopas again, but so be it. You know what else I could do is try using the Stone Cap. It's another really expensive item that I don't want to feel like I have to use, but it's an option. It's not foolproof, though, because that attack hits both Mario and his partner. So I can't depend on it. What if I just, like, went all in on HP? Like, if I stack enough HP on Mario, will he eventually be able to get over this? Yeah, only one way to find out. Will it ignore the Stone Cap effect? I don't know! Back in the day, you know, back in the original game, nothing was able to bypass the effects of invisibility. And by extension, I feel like the same would also apply to the Stone Cap. Maybe Ring Hustle Drinks too, if I feel like I need it, but... like, it's only got 30 HP. Surely I can deal with it after I figure out, like, what's up with it. Also, I'm hoping that this, like, massive glut of HP will be enough to, give me a fighting chance. Although, I'm suspecting that it's not, you know, a matter of, dealing a lot of damage. It's more like cutting out all of your HP in one attack, regardless of how high it is. That's what I'm afraid of. And then Goombario also said something about it, like, putting up a really thick defense. And now I'm starting to wonder, is it possible to, like... okay, I know it's not possible to wipe it out on turn 1, but it might be possible to just bum rush it before that becomes an issue. Ice Koopas are gone, but these guys are not for some reason. Oi! Man, these things are sneaky. Dude, oh! Did not know they could just sprout from underneath you like that. I just want my money back, man. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure they can't change elevation. So we're safe up here. For now. Alright, let's see what happens. I'm still gonna lead with a jump charge. Just because that kind of seems like a good idea. And then... I don't even know how much defense this thing starts with. Oh, he starts off invincible! Cool! Oh, how nice. I'm still gonna try to block this, though. Missed it twice. Okay, so that is not, in fact, just a full-ass kill attack. I know I'm probably about to die, but I'm gonna try to block anyway. I think I blocked that one, but... Yeah, that is just a preposterous amount of damage. It almost makes me wonder if this was designed more as, like, an HP gate. So we know for sure now that there's no point trying to attack him on turn 1, because he's just gonna annihilate you, no matter what. I mean, I could put up a water block for what it's worth, but... Oh, you got Time Squad! Nice! That was a lot faster than I expected, honestly. Like, even if you had a good connection, I would have expected it to take longer than that. Okay, well, that knocks out one of my theories. It is, in fact, not possible to, like, cut his damage in half with a block. No, that just cuts off a regular amount of damage. So there's not much point to it. This is more just like... I'm gonna put a save state here, just because I feel like this boss is honest-to-God cheating. So, you know, right back at ya. Did I survive? I survived. Alright, here goes. So... Ah, jeez, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do enough damage. Unless Fan Smack is just barely enough, but we'll find out. Ah, he still has defense! Ah! Looks like he ran out of steam. So it could be that what you're expected to do is just endure. Okay, but he's gonna, like, charge back up and hit me with everything he's got again. Still, one more attack should do it. Jesus Christ. Well, that was friggin' ridiculous, but I found a way through. So you get, like, 2 chances to hit him. And aside from that, it's just a matter of surviving these ridiculously powerful attacks. Yeah, basically a DPS race. At least it's reasonable to like, block damage from hitting your partners. Because Mario always takes the first hit. So you can kind of base when to do your block for your partner based on that. Run away! So, guess what? It was actually a bunch of Star Kids. That's why it was a joke fight in the original game. It's because it was just a bunch of Star Kids trying to put up a scary facade and scare away strangers to protect their valley. At least it's over now.
Ah, you're Mario, yes? Thank you for coming. How do you do? I'm called Donley. I care for the Star Kids born here in Starborn Valley. There are many things I must tell you. But not here. Come, let's go to my house. I cannot concentrate out here in the cold. This way, please follow me.
Yeah, I'll get to you later, Gramps. I want to talk to all these little fellas. All these aspiring future Star Spirits. And, Ninjas, which I guess kinda, sorta look vaguely star-shaped if you squint a bit.
I must apologize for the rude reception of the Star Kids. None of us expected that you'd come here so quickly. They frightened the strangers to try to keep this valley safe from Bowser's followers. Please, you must forgive them.
So what an unfortunate coincidence it was that I, like, chose HP for my level up and not... Sorry, I chose FP for my level up, but not HP. Still, I guess, you know, a lot of healing items, a lot of HP plus, that's a decent enough solution. Without having to rely on life shrooms and the other thing. Yeah, the stone cap, that's what it was. I don't even remember what all I... Oh, I took off all my damage dodges! That's... okay. Okay, that's what I'm forgetting. Yeah, damage dodge. Except for that one crazy fight, like, that was an absolute necessity for keeping equipped.
One of the Star Kids is playing hide-and-seek. Well, I couldn't possibly solve this mystery. Can you? Well, yeah, it's my job.
There he is. Well, sure. Follow your dreams. But not this hard. Don't follow your dreams so hard that this happens, but follow your dreams. Ah, that's right. None of these characters actually react to whether or not you find the Star Kid. What in the world do these things eat? Space food? Starfruit? Yeah, it's probably starfruit. Nah, it has to be something that they can, like, grow around here. I don't know, maybe they can just survive off of snow. Ravioli. So it's already getting pretty late. I'm not going to be able to finish Chapter 7 tonight, unfortunately. I might be able to get a little peek in on, what do you call it, the mountain area, but I'm not even going to be setting one foot into the Crystal Palace tonight. I thought I would be able to, but nah. Those fights that I went through were a bit harder than I expected. And also, I guess I just got started really late? Huh. Yeah, I guess I should get a bit of an earlier start next time. You must heed what I am about to tell you. This frozen area is called Starborn Valley. It is named this because it is here that the stars are born and raised before rising to the sky. But now, ever since Bowser stole the Star Rod from Star Haven, the power of that place has been weakened, and the Star Kids have found themselves unable to rise up into the sky. I sent a ninja to my father, Donlin, hoping that you could coax him... Sorry, that I could coax you to come here. Because I found out where the last Star Spirit is. I shook down a very cold child who had what looked like an egg. He heard about it from some of Bowser's goons. This line is not in the original. If he's as much of a rat as he seems, the last star spirit is held atop Shiver Mountain, which lies to the north. Up top sits the Crystal Palace. The star spirit waits there. The Crystal Palace was originally built to honor the stars, but as time passed, it slowly faded from the memories of local people. And now no one can remember how to reach the palace. There is a way, though, and it involves items that have been passed down in these lands. Here, take this. A scarf. This scarf has been passed down through many generations in Starborn Valley. I wish I knew how to use it, but I do not. According to the legends, one must use this and another item that has been passed down in Shiver City if you hope to open the way to the Crystal Palace. Sadly, that's all I know. If things remain as they are, Star Kids will never again be able to rise to Star Haven. Such a fate would be awful. Please help them and expel Bowser from the sky. That's an interesting way of phrasing it. Alright, it's a pretty simple little fetch quest we're going through here. Oh, hello. Oh yes, Mario, I had almost forgotten. There's supposed to be a small shrine somewhere along the path to the Crystal Palace. A legend has been handed down in this valley regarding the shrine's secret. Truth lies not only in the eyes, sometimes even walls may lie. Confusing, yes, but you must find this shrine and solve its mystery to reach the Crystal Palace. Please don't forget it! I think that shrine is where I'm going to end the stream for tonight. It'll be a nice story moment before I have to go into the very lengthy dungeon that is the Crystal Palace. I'm looking forward to it. It's got some of the most brilliant puzzles in the entire game, which, by Paper Mario standards, isn't saying much, but still. It'll get you to thinking, if you've never played it before. Is he still here? Oh wait, that's a different area. Yeah. Stupid snowdrift. Yep, he's still here. And that's good for me, because as long as Junior Troopa is frozen in there, and we're standing out here, and all I want to know is where's the caveman, regular enemies will not be spawning on that path. So that's a small relief for me. Yeah, probably once I open up the way to the Crystal Palace, I'm gonna want to take a moment to, you know, reorganize my items and try to go in there with the best stuff I got. Because I do not want to backtrack all the way back here after getting that far. Oh, Mario, did you reach Starborn Valley? Did you see Donley? Oh, excellent. He said what? An item that has been passed down in this city? Oh right, there was something like that. Just a minute. I think I've got it somewhere. Yes, I found it. Here it is. This is a bucket. This bucket has been passed down through the years in Shiver City. As Donley must have told you, there is a legend associated with it. If you use this and the scarf together, the way to the Crystal Palace will open. Who knows what all that means, though? Ha! I don't have the slightest clue as to how to use them together. Sounds like those Star Kids in Starborn Valley are in trouble. I hope you do your best for the little tykes. They're just kids. Best of luck to you. Oh, that was interesting. My god. I did a little spin smash, and the hammer didn't go all the way to the floor. It was like I hit a wall, even though there was nothing there. I was kind of just doing that as a joke to be like a passing insult to the mayor's wife. Being like, I still got my eyes on you, you dirty liar. Sure, it would be nice if I could just kind of squidge my way up these little snowdrifts and not have to worry about the ice cookies. But, oh well. It's like a toll bridge. You pay the troll, or you go home hungry. You probably figured this out quite a while ago, but yeah. This is where the snowmen come in.
A cool bucket hat, thank you! A warm scarf, thank you! What a kind man you are! We thank you! As a reward for your kindness, we shall tell you our secret.
The whole mountain wall just rises. This looks like the entrance to Freezeezy Peak in Banjo-Kazooie.
Please pass through here with many thanks and blessings from the snowmen.
Oh, this is good music here. Like, so much of the music in Chapter 7 is just really, really spot on. And this one's got kind of a Mother 3 style thing going on, where it occasionally, like, interrupts itself to pause for a measure or two before going on. It's almost like you're catching your breath as you go further up the mountain. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! That's a lot of dudes. Alright, let's see here. Mario is capable of pumping out 8 points of damage each turn, thanks to his jump prowess. So if I stack on top of that a fire shell, then that gold pit will be history. I just hope I don't get frozen. Come to think of it, how much damage does Cooper's basic attack do now? He's been pretty strong all throughout the game. Unfortunately, his attack power has officially dropped off. He started off really strong, but now he's just doing 5 points of power on a basic attack. That's a suspicious block. I wonder if there's more around here. Yep, there it is. Ooh, an Ultra Mushroom. Very nice. A pebble. This has been sold in the Toad Town shop for quite a while. And now we're just finding them on the mountain. Get over there. Huh? No! What's wrong with my eyes? You look just like me! Imposter, who are you really? Tell me your name!
I'm Cooper. Yeah, that's it. Question is, who are you? What? That's impossible! I'm the one and only Cooper! You're talking crazy talk now. You're making no sense. I'm the genuine Cooper, really. Come on, Mario. You know me. This guy's a big liar. I'm not lying, Mario. You know I'm Cooper, don't you? Don't you recognize your buddy? Shut your mouth, goody goody. I'm his buddy. Yeah, that's it. Why you? You're the one who should shut his mouth. I'm his buddy. Listen, moron, Mario, you have to decide who's lying. It's the only way. Pick the one you think is lying and whack him really hard with the hammer. Fine, yeah, fine with me. If you think you'll get away with a trick like that, fine. I know Mario knows who I am. I believe in you, Mario! You're actually blocked off in here until you pick one. Don't listen to this idiot. Look at him, he's a liar. Go on, hit him. Hit him. This guy thinks he can pull the wool over your eyes, Mario. Don't let him get away with it. Hit him as hard as you can. I'm not worried. You and I go way back, Mario. I know you know who I am. Oh, I wonder who it could be. They make this pretty easy starting out, but they do get harder. There's a couple of these sneaks on the mountain. Yeah, what made you think I was the one lying, huh? It must have been luck. No one has instincts that good. Don't be such a crybaby. You lost.
What were you thinking, trying to trick Mario like that?
What? Shut up! I'll trick you!
Nice. Alright, here we have the, fan-favorite Duple Ghost, who can copy your party members and attack in disguise. But they're generally stronger fighters when they're not disguised, bizarrely enough. I don't know, they just like copycat-ing people because they can. Oh, nice! I didn't think that would work so easily. Look at them! Ah, they look silly. Thanks. Thanks, Merly.
Thanks for nothing!
Well, unfortunately, they didn't get to do diddly squat because I just happened to have the perfect badge equipped. I seriously did not know they were so vulnerable to dizziness. Don't worry, we'll see plenty more of them next time. Yeah, the Duple Ghost. There's an entire chapter boss in Thousand Year Door who is a Duple Ghost, and they are quite a fun villain to interact with. Alright, Goombario or Bombette? I'm gonna go with Goombario, under the expectation that I'm gonna run into more, whatchamacallits, more Spike Tops. And I want to see how good Goombario does with his, like, Super Punk. Oh! Did you guys see how long he waited to hit me? That was just cruel. Uh-oh, I didn't get him. Alright, well, I'm way more concerned about that Star Kid. Phew, okay, they're pulling shenanigans like the Red Clubbas did back in Chapter 3. It's a White Clubba. They live in cold climates, they attack consecutively, they're very powerful. Break out fire if you have it. I mean, I guess I do. I'll wait until we get into a really tricky fight with, like 4 White Clubbas in a row, or something. Oh, I completely ignored how much defense they had. Ow. Ow! Jesus! I cannot block correctly when they take that long. Oh, right, defense. You know, I was wondering whether or not they had, like, whether or not... What the hell am I trying to say? Whether or not Fire Shell bypasses defense. And it appears that it does not. It's only slightly more powerful than, the basic Shell attack. The big difference, of course, being that it does extra damage to enemies that are weak to it. And if there's any, like, super bob-ombs in Bowser's Castle, then I'm going to need that fire ability. Actually, I'm gonna need it anyway, because, at least in the original game, fire was, like, a big weakness for Dry Bones enemies. And other related undead creepies, of which that was, like, the only one, so, yeah, just Dry Bones. So, a bit of a trick going on here. These are nice items. You might be tempted to take one, but if you do... Well, I can't pick one up anyway. But if you did do something like that, then an ice wall would rise up, and you would not be able to proceed until you put a different item in that slot.
Oi! I didn't see you there.
Alright, let's give Goombario a spin. It pierces defense, and it does a pretty decent amount of damage, too. And it hits spiked enemies, which is always nice. Oof. Yeah, you guys just time yourselves out for a minute here. No idea whether this will work or not. It worked a little bit. Oh, thank you. I needed this. Oh! I kinda am in need of some points right about now. Yeah, the Resident Evil switcheroo. That's exactly what it was. Except this time the trap is non-lethal. They upped the stakes quite a lot in, what's it called? Thousand Year Door. So I'm surprised that they didn't bring this idea back with a vengeance. I do not understand how that deals so much damage to the Ice Koopas. Because other quote-unquote, you know, fire-vulnerable enemies that we've seen so far don't take nearly as much damage. And we know that Ice Koopas have a lot of defense, so what's up with that? I just don't get it. Full disclosure, I don't know how to block that. I do not know how to block that. Like, I always prepare for the triple swing, because I feel like that's generally more dangerous. But if they take their time and delay their swing, like, it's just enough that it throws me off and I can't do anything about it. Here's a space where you can put something. Star-shaped. Actually, you know what? I was about to ask, oh, how are you supposed to know that you can just go behind the staircase here? Oh, wait. You can just walk off the edge of the cliff. Such a unique place. It's a shame you only get to come here once. It's bright even in the cave. This must be the place that Donla told us about. There's something strange about this place. Even the walls seem suspicious. Well, there's no lens of truth in this game, so... Honestly, a lot of people would probably figure it out without even realizing it. It would just... walk through the wall, and there you go. At last, it is Mario. I'm glad you found this place. I've been expecting you. Don't you find it strange that I know of you? My name's Don Lar. I am the true Don. I'm not really here. This is a vision that lasts from you at... Okay, so, in case it wasn't clear already, the entire, like, family of wizards and magicians in this game have been substituted rather inexplicably with these mafia characters that I don't really understand the joke of. Right now, you should be hearing and seeing just what the Mushroom Mafia wants. Oh yeah, Watt does kind of act like a lens of truth, huh? Yeah, it's a wonder they don't use her for, like, spotting fake walls. Huh. I can't believe I didn't make that connection before. Crystal Palace is the home base of the Dawn family mafia. We have little time to waste, so listen carefully. You may not know this, but the followers of Bowser have invaded Crystal Palace where stars are honored. Now, what I have to tell you is very important. Listen to every word I say. I can't tell you the whole tale. In the interest of time, I'll be brief, so pay attention to the key points. The story begins a long, long time ago. I was just a Goomba back then. The boss was so sick, and one day made a mistake, but it was actually... So I took over. It was gunfire. It was so... It was shakedown. So then I... So that's why you must get Bowser's men out of the Crystal Palace. But... Hey you! Were you even listening to my story? He totally wasn't spamming Resident Sleepers the whole time. Well, okay then. As I was saying, you need to get the Star Stone to reach the palace. I'll give it to you. With this stone, you can open the way to the Crystal Palace. Go on, make haste. Do you think you understood my shortened version of the tale? It really doesn't do the story justice, you know. Perhaps one day I'll tell you the full story. Until then, good luck. Yeah, originally that was supposed to be like an ancestor whose ghost was communicating with you. And we got the thing. It looks like a thing. I forgot to deliver those letters. Oops. Yeah, I've got a lot of letters that need delivering. Oh well, I'll worry about that next time. There's just one more thing I want to know. Is the final super block on this screen somewhere? If so, I'm going to whack it before I end tonight's stream. Back in my day, this was considered a visual spectacle. I knew there were going to be some nasties up here. Oh, hello. Mega Jump. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this. Lots of badge points, lots of FP, but lots of attack power. It's basically an upgraded power jump. But my god, for that much? Would you even want to use it over something like Power Bounce? I don't know. I mean, I guess I could give it a try. See just how powerful it is. Oh, geez, actually, I'm kind of low on HP right now. No thank you. I'll give it a try another time. Oi! I'm surprised I got away with that. I don't know, it looked like there was some kind of weird indentation in the wall back there. So I thought maybe there was like a secret path that I could go into, but nope. Yes! That's exactly what I needed. Well, no sign of any super blocks. I got a bad feeling that I missed it somewhere. Like it's hidden in the sewers or something. Well, that's it. The Crystal Palace. You can kind of already guess what the gimmick is going to be in there. But I am not ready for it. I'm actually going to look this up real quick. I need to know where that last super block is before I do this. Because I really think I should have found it by now. Let's see here. I'm starting to wonder if there's one that I skipped. Because that was indeed the final super block in the entire game that I passed earlier. So, which one am I missing? You know what, just for fun, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this guy out. I really want to see how much damage this Mega Jump does. 11, huh? Well, granted, the White Clubba does have, like, 2 points of defense or something, so... Let's see... Yeah, that's not bad for, like, a quick burst of damage. It's not what I would have used, but it's something. Ah, what the hell. We're right below a heart block, so I may as well go all out. I don't have anything that can deal with a spiked top. Shoot. Oh well, I tried. So yeah, I'm not going into the Crystal Palace, but I will suspend the end of the stream until I have found the missing Super Block. I'm really disappointed in myself that I'm just missing one. Where is it? I've got one likely location that I'm gonna check in the sewers, but if it's not there, then oh boy, we've got a long hike ahead of us. Oh no, you don't. I must have first discovered it while before I got the Ultra Stone. And then I just kept forgetting to go back. Oi! Dodging prodded plants like a pro! Oh! No lick! No, 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 no. Something about that reminds me of, what was it? I think it was an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants where somehow, Plankton got inside someone's mouth. It was either SpongeBob or, like, Patrick or someone. And they're like, he's, like, trying to fend off a tongue with a Q-tip or something. And, yeah, at one point he gets flipped around and his ass gets licked. So that was running through my head. It's not my fault they animated it. Reminds me a bit of Lickitung. Yes! Yes, I also was reminded a little bit of that. Ghastly as well, the big licks of the Pokemon world. Yep, got this one already. God, I hope I didn't miss one in, like, flower fields or something. Or even worse, like the volcano. Can you imagine? You know what? Since I'm here, I've got just enough money to get something new from Rip Cheeto. So, what do you got, buddy? Hey, that's pretty freaking good. And it's free? Oh my god, this used to be like 7 or 8 badge points. And now they're just giving me the money duplication badge for free. Thanks, Romac team. Sometimes he can be pretty cool. Yep, he got all kinds of crazy crap. The most notable thing that he has besides badges are star pieces. But he will occasionally throw out a really good healing item as well. Nothing unique, but good value for the money. Sort of. I think in the original game, that was how you got the first attack and bump attack badges. Which is how you defeat enemies on the map without having to fight them. Where is that other path? There was an area that was blocked off by metal blocks. It's not that one. Ah, jeez, my head's starting to hurt a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to wrap this up soon. Okay, yeah, I think it is somewhere down this way. I'm gonna have to, like, loop around, kind of go this way a little bit. Wait for the Goombers. No, it's not this one. Is it down here? There it is, that's the one I missed. Jeez. I can't believe I let this one slip by me. Alright, congratulations, Bombette. You're not being left behind anymore. Yeah, so what's your ultimate ability? Is it still, like, the Ultra Bomb? Yep, it's a bomb attack against all enemies, grounded or flying. And, in my opinion, way too inefficient to be worth using. I would much rather do Air Raid. Like, I'm not even sure if this is... I guess I should test it out and find out, but... Yeah, how much damage does that do? Not like it'll be all that useful against these Buzzy Beetles, but... Seven with a chance of shrinking. Yeah, for 11 flower points, that is not worth it. Yeah, compared to Parakarry's Air Raid, which I think is like 6, 7. Yeah, let's check right now. That's 7 flower points, 4 less, and it'll do like 1 less point of damage and no chance for shrink. I can think of very, very few situations where I would prefer to use Mega Bomb. Oh, what the? Okay, that's interesting. I did not know that you could break those with a spin jump. I was gonna do it just for the hell of it. I didn't think it would actually work though. Alright, well that's gonna be it for today. Next week I will... And I'm gonna start earlier next week. Like, I'll stream again on Monday or something. I will make preparations to go fight the Crystal King, and we'll do the Crystal Palace, and probably have plenty of time left over to explore the rest of Shooting Star Summit. And, probably the final stream will just be Bowser's Castle. Maybe. I don't know. A lot could change. I could end up deciding to, you know, do the Pit of 100 Trials before going to Bowser, so that I can take some of the rewards from the pit into the final battle. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys on Discord this weekend. I might go ahead and get started streaming a new cartoon series. Because, as I said before, I do have Ed and Nettie just sitting around collecting dust. May as well show it off. But there are other options. I'm not certain that I'm going to do Ed and Nettie, but you know what? I'll just list what I got, and if anyone has like a preference, I will consider that before starting the next cartoon streaming thing. All right, I'm gonna go for real now. Thank you guys again. See you next time. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, and humor the world and try a bit of new ice cream, even though it's cold.